and that works for a little while, and then you'll have to adjust as you go along. That's just how it works. Each day's different.
It's every day.
Every day, right?
Such a privilege to have you on Sunrise.
Oh, well, thank you. It's a privilege for me to be here.
You have such a knack for playing these feisty characters. I was actually watching Collateral just this week.
Oh, wow.
And this film, but I met your mother at New York Fashion Week a couple of years ago, and it was like, got it.
She's a feisty one, too.
She's such a force.
Yes.
Did she raise you to be confident and...
Yeah, my mother did, and so did my grandmother, the one before her. You know, I think I come from a family of matriarchs, you know, and so that is just, it's in the fabric of my DNA.
Also in the fabric of your DNA is very good genetics
Yes.
aesthetic. I met her, I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna even ask you what skin cream you're using because I can't buy what you have.
I look at my mother all the time, and she just seems to get more and more youthful as she gets older. I'm just like, what are you doing?
The same thing you're
doing.
doing.
I hope so. I'm like, whatever that is, I hope you're passing that on to me. So
it's happening.
Yeah.
Now, in this film, obviously, there's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of interesting political and social messages about, why countries go into war and so many other things. What do you hope audiences, leave this film thinking about?
There's so much to think about in regards to this movie, but one of the things that I left thinking about was, a lot of times when we see people who are in service to our country or to our society in a certain manner, I think we don't always think about what's happening in the background of their lives, that these are human beings, and so I think for me, that's what I left with. And so I'm hoping that if there's any messaging, it's just to realize that these are men and women who are human, just like you and I.
It's so true. They don't just put their uniform on and stop being a person, which is so true.
They're not robots.
Yeah. Your character is an FBI agent who is a straight shooter, wily enough to keep up with anyone in this film, including Gerard Butler's character.
Right.
How similar are you to her?
I'm pretty similar, just in, it's just a, I would say just probably a harder version. It's like, she has a much different background than I do, and her values are very different than mine as Jada. But I relate to her determination. I relate to her relentlessness, and so that was very easy for me to conjure and bring to that character.
I love that relentlessness in the pursuit of your dream.
And just the pursuit of everything, the pursuit of my happiness, the pursuit of, having a healthy family, and the pursuit of just everything that I value. You have to be relentless in succeeding.
I love that. Yeah. Talking about relentlessness and being a straight shooter, one of the things that I admire about you as not just an actress but as a human is your willingness to kind of pull back the curtain and reveal your own humanity, and that not everything is perfect, whether it be a perfect marriage, perfect family, perfect career. How and why is that so important to you?
I think for women specifically, I think that there's this really unreasonable pressure that's put on women, even more so than men, of this need to be this kind of the bar of morality and perfection. Everything is always our fault, no matter what, and I think that we really try to live up to that messaging, and I think that harms us more than anything, and so, and I've gone down that road. And I just decided in this time where we're really trying to decide as women, as a global community of women, we are in a position of having more freedom and gaining more rights and what have you. And we're really trying to define what it means to be woman.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have enough authentic messaging about the feminine experience and what it means to be a woman. So I just felt like it was important to share some of my stories and experiences.
That's great. Last question is, and this is something that I'm curious about, as a working mother, and I feel that sometimes I feel enormous guilt. You know, how do you deal with that? Because I think it's something that every working mother or every mother feels. How do you do that? Because you seem to have kind of figured it out a bit.
I figured it out in the sense that I knew that I couldn't be a whole woman without it. And that if we're whole and happy, that is what is going to transfer to our families. And it's not always easy. And we will have those moments of guilt, but it's okay. You know, and we can find the balance even within that. You know, you find one way and that works for a little while, and then you'll have to adjust as you go along. That's just how it works. Each day's different.
It's every day.
Every day, right? So as long as that we can be conscious of what we value and what's important is that we love our families, but we know that we must do what's important for us as well, and it has to be first. You know, when they say on the airplane, put your oxygen mask on first before even your child's.
Oh, I get chills because it's so true.
It's so true. And even for us, sometimes it feels like it goes against instinct.
You feel guilty about saving, but how...
You have to.
Love it.
You have to.
Love it.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Well, congratulations on this film and everything that you are and are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
great.
that.